If you've ever wondered how to backpack train your cat, here's what I did. So it's basically the same concept as leash and harness training with similar steps. Step 1, association. Leave the backpack out and let them get used to it being in their environment. Each time they interact with it in any way, reward them for it. This is going to teach them to associate it with something positive. Step 2, try to lure them into the backpack using something they love. So if they're food motivated, that's going to be a treat. If they're play motivated, it'll be a toy. So once they get the hang of that, at this point, they're going to start expecting treats when they get into the backpack. But now, step 3, you're only going to reward them after they get in. So instead of using the food or toy as motivation for them to get in, you're going to wait until they get in and then reward them after they're all the way in the backpack. Step 4, once they're used to being in the backpack, you're going to zip the door up, open it back up immediately, and give them their reward. From there, you're going to slowly increase the time that the door is closed so they get more and more used to that feeling of being enclosed in the backpack. And you're going to do this very slowly so they don't get upset or overwhelmed or scared or anything. Only move on if they seem comfortable in there with the door closed. Now we're going to move on to transporting them in the backpack. But before we do that, make sure to hit like if you've gotten value out of this video so far, and make sure you stick around till the end where I will share several tips to help make backpack training easier and go by faster. So the next step, while they're in the backpack with the door zipped up, you're going to pick the backpack up and put it back down, and then give them their reward. You're going to do that several times until they get used to the motion of being picked up and put down and they seem totally calm. And you're going to do all of these steps a few minutes at a time, several times a day until your cat seems comfortable enough to move on. And this will differ with every cat. Also, if I haven't mentioned it already, make sure to start your backpack training or any kind of training with your cat indoors. This will make sure that they are in a safe environment, somewhere they feel comfortable, where they can't escape, with little noise and distraction. The next step is, after picking up the backpack, you're going to carry them a very short distance and put it down. And I recommend starting with the backpack in the front, so you can monitor their body language and comfort them if they seem a little uneasy. So what I did is slowly head towards the door with the backpack. I would open the door and close it, and then return with the backpack, give them their reward, and then pick up where we left off the next day, and so on and so forth. You can even start heading towards the car if that's your goal, to get them comfortable with being in the car. What I did for that is slowly carry him in the backpack to the car, unlock the car, open the door, shut it, don't put him in there, and walk back into the house. And I would do that over and over until he was comfortable being in the backpack and getting used to going to the car. Here are some tips you can do right now to help get your cat used to the backpack faster. Make sure to leave the backpack out at home at all times so they can explore and crawl in it whenever they want, and it becomes part of their environment. So that helps create a safe space for them, as opposed to putting it away every time you come back from an adventure, and then when they see you get it back out, then they know it's time to leave, which could be scary for them. It's better when it's already in their environment and they're used to it, being around it all the time, they're comfortable in it, and they can go in and take a nap, and that really the goal is to just make it a safe and comfortable place for them. Use a blanket or something that has your scent on it, even maybe a shirt of yours, and put it inside the backpack to also help your cat associate the backpack with a safe space. If your cat is play motivated, you can use a toy to play inside the backpack or around it, and this will help them get more familiar with it and comfortable with it as well. We already talked about this one, but doing the same thing with a treat. Putting a treat inside the backpack, this is positive association, so it's teaching them to associate the backpack with something they love. Baby steps. Cats are not dogs, and training them is not like training a dog either. It's typically a different and slower process, not because they're stupid, but because cats already know that they don't have to do anything we say. Training a cat takes a bit more psychology, and so learning their language and communicating with them in ways they understand, using incentive, earning their trust, and giving them a reason to get in the backpack. These are things that are really going to go a long way. And my last tip for you is to train every single day if you can, to keep your results consistent. Consistency, patience, and baby steps are key. Let us know in the comments where you're at in your training process. If you like this shirt, You can get it from our shop, which will be linked in the description. As always, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you always stay up to date and never miss a single training video or product review, and I will see you next time.